So you bought yourself the Rade Garage Rally Tower and the fairing and all that stuff. And then you keep looking at those guys who bought the Rebel X Tower and can't help but feeling a little bit envious of the fuse box and all that stuff they have. What to do? What to do? Well, simple as that. We're gonna make that solution ourselves. We don't need them. We don't need someone to do it for us. We can do it ourselves, right? So, stay tuned. We're gonna work with that now. So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today has been quite a strange day. I have been working from home. I have a wife that's been sick in COVID, and I have started developing some symptoms myself. And I'm thinking, before I get any more sick, I should probably get this done, the things that I have been wanting to do for quite some time, and that is to make a small rebuild of the electrical system on the Husqvarna S1E11 Enduro. So what does that mean? Well, like I said in the intro of the video, if you look at the Rebel X Tower and their solution, they have a nice fuse box where they can plug all their power consumables. I think that's what they called it. Either way, their appliances for, let's just say that, like a road book and GPS and, well, all kinds of stuff, USB chargers and all that, and things that need power. And if you bought the Rade Garage solution, then you don't have that option. So we're going to make that ourselves. And just to give you a little bit of an idea what I'm talking about, let's just go over the bike. If you look here, you have these cables, plus and minus, and they go along the bike, up around the front, around the handlebar, and it comes back up here into a power plug that I use for it goes up until my GV power hub that's inside the tank bag. You see the cable coming here. There's a pass through the sidewall of the bag, and then I can have, like, I charge my GPS batteries, not GPS, sorry, GoPro batteries and drone batteries and stuff like that. I can power that in here. But since this is connected right away to the power, it's constantly feeding power through here if it's connected. As long as it's not connected, of course, it doesn't consume any energy like that or any power like that, so I don't have to worry. But let's just say I would forget to plug this out when I'm done riding and leave it overnight, and I would have something charging inside the bag. What would happen when I come out in the morning and I want to go riding again is that the bike wouldn't start, the battery would be flat. So, what to do about that? Well, my idea is to have, I'm going to remove these cables, the whole all the way here. I'm going to install some heavier gauge wires here. I don't think that I would need to go any heavier than that, but you know what, I'm doing it anyway, so I might as well do it properly. We're going to route that wiring all the way up to the front again, but instead we're going to go inside the rally tower, and then on the side, here or here, somewhere around, I'm going to mount a fuse box. But we're not going to go straight through and have that constantly feeding the fuse box with power. We're going to pass it through a relay. And basically what you do is you connect plus and minus, and plus out, power feed out, and then there's another connector for a pulse. And I'm going to connect that pulse to the ACC2 wire from the bike, meaning that it will only get power once the ignition is on. That's when it gives the pulse to the relay to open up for power to the fuse box. And then from that fuse box, I'm going to have all my power consumables connected to it, which is going to allow me to have some more stuff connected than I have today, and it's also going to be a nicer solution, nicer looking solution, and there's also going to be easy access to fuses let's just say I'm going to bring it out for you guys. This is the fuse box. And that's what it looks like. And there are LED indicators on that thing too that will show me clearly if a fuse is blown. So that's what we're going to do today. And the first thing we're going to do is to just pull everything out that I already have installed, meaning these two cables going all the way to the front up to this connector here. And I'm also going to remove the fairing, just because it's just going to be in the way for me doing what I'm supposed to do. So I'll get back to you once that's done. Okay, so we have the fairing off now. That's the way it looks without the fairing. Doesn't look very pretty. And I've opened the top of the tower as well. So in here we can see all the connectors. What else did we do? I also did another thing while you were not watching, and that was I took the fuse box, and as you can see, if you look at the edges, they're a little bit rough here and there. Why did I do that? Because I'm planning on mounting the fuse box here on the side, well, a little bit like that, and I needed it to just to be a little bit smaller, have a smaller footprint, so that's why I did that. It's gonna be good around there. Now I need to get some screws that are long enough to go through the fuse box and into here, and then some nuts to go on the back in here, so we can do a nice installation here. And then all the power cables that are going to come out to feed this one here are going to come either, well, they're going to come through here. There's a rubber grommet here for cable passing through here, either there, or I might actually do a second hole here with another rubber grommet inside of it to have shorter pass-through cable here. We'll see how that turns out and which one I go for. I'm not generally happy about making new holes, but I might anyways. Let's see. Okay, so I have now removed all of this cable. You can see it here. Going back to the battery, there's a 5 amp fuse inside here, and then it's connected to plus and minus on the battery. Now this is just going to be a lot shorter. That fuse here is going to be replaced by a fuse in the fuse box. So meaning I'm gonna need to have only maybe, I don't know, something like this much cable from my hands and out to the end to feed through here and power my power hub inside the tank bag. So it's gonna go through from the fuse box into the hole, through here, and come up inside here somewhere, or maybe around here on the side, and feed through. So I'm not going to need all of this going through the bike. Alright. Anyways, I know it's a little bit unclear right now, but once everything starts to come together, you're going to see what happens. And so, what are we looking at? We're looking at pulling or routing 2 cables, plus and minus, with a fuse here. I'm thinking maybe a 30 amp fuse, 25 or 30 amp fuse, going up through here, one connecting up here to to something like this. I'm going to put in here. This is going to be minus, so that's going to be connected to the minus side of the battery, and then I'm going to put a rivet through it from the outside, keeping it in place. That meaning that I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outlets of minus here, because I'm going to connect the minus feeding this whole thing to the middle here, that middle hole. I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. So meaning I'm not gonna have any problems with ground or minus. I'll come back once I start connecting everything together. It's gonna be clearer when I explain to you what's going on. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the minus cable. It's connected all the way straight to the battery. Minus cable, and then you can see there, if you look up close, there's a rivet in the middle giving me 8 outlets of minus. And from the outside, I mean, this doesn't bother me too much. It's just a rivet, looking like any rivet would. I feel like I'm some kind of frog here, rivet. But anyways, that's the minus taken care of, and let's see what we can do with the rest. Okay, so I have routed the positive and the negative cable and pull them straight through here all the way, and I put it inside here through the tower, and it's coming up here in the tower. And after I did that, I wrapped the entire pair of cables in this fuzzy, nice wrapping tape, and I ended it up with the regular original plastic PVC isolating tape, just to secure the wrapping. So it gives it a little bit more like a loomy feel, and it also helps a little bit with wear resistance. So now I have the positive cable up here hanging loose, and the minus, the negative one, like I said, it's connected here to that whole connector here. So next step is to connect the positive to the relay. Let's do it. So here's a next step update for you. I have now connected the positive and the negative poles, but don't worry, there's no fuse inside here yet. So everything is routed here to the front, and as you can see here, this is the relay connected. Everything right now looks like a big mess, but the principle is pretty easy. Over here is the ground, or a negative, or a minus, whatever you want to call it. And then plus comes from the battery, goes up to the relay. And there you have ACC2, which is going to control if the relay is opening, this switch is opening for power or not. And then there is power out to the fuse box, and ground, or negative, here. And then we have the power consumers are coming out from here in the front. This was already here from the Rade Garage Tower. And it's going to connect to the fuse box. And I have here the heated grips handles, and this is the USB charger. And down here is the Givi power hub. And so I have space for 3 more over here I can add. But my next challenge is to install it here, fit it here in some good way. I don't have screws for that right now, so I might just wait until another day and get the proper screws. And then once that's done, I'm gonna try that everything's working. And then what happens is that I'm gonna clean this up a bit, you know, just zip tie them together and make it clean, make it easier to see what is going where and so on. Either way, in the end, there's going to be a lid over here, so it's not going to show very much, but I still want to know that nothing is going to short circuit or anything like that just because it's touching each other and stuff. So that's something I'm going to have to make sure of. So I'll get back to you once the next step is done. So guys, back again with an update. What I did was I fitted this really harsh, strong kind of Velcro from 3M both front and back, and it's really quite strong. Either way, there's not a lot of weight on this. Some vibrations, but not a lot of weight. So you click it in place like that, and it's all good. Nothing's gonna happen there. Even with vibrations and stuff, it's not going anywhere. I felt like that was a better solution than making holes. So now I'm gonna clean up the wiring, the routing, put some zip ties and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna start reassembling. So this is a pro tip for you if you want to have clean wiring. What I did is I put, oh boy, almost dropped the camera. I have one zip tie going that direction, and then I have one zip tie in between the cables here and one zip tie in between the cables there. And then when you tighten everything up, it becomes like a small bracket, like that. And then you cut it here, and you cut it to those two. Like that, you keep it nice and straight like that. Which looks kind of good when you want to keep it tidy. All right, friends, are you ready for this? This is the way it looks in all its glory. That's the fuse box right there. You can see I have 3 applications connected, and I have 3 more free spots. This is the give you power hub, the heated handles, and the USB charger for the GPS or the tablet here. So this is it. This is the moment of truth. Everything is put back together, and provided I have done everything correct, I will have power in my Give You Power Hub to charge batteries in my tank bag. I will have power for the heated handle, for the heated grips rather, and I will have charging on the GPS tablet. So let's give it a go. Keep your fingers crossed. Ignition. Okay. Oh, there you go. The tablet comes alive. It's charging. So everything is working. As you can see, it's pretty late. And this is the Give You Power Hub. Ah, 3 beautiful lights. Perfect. And the heated grips. There you go. It's working. Everything is working. So that's what I have done today. Basically, I have made something that's work again, but with a twist. This power hub was always connected to the battery, so I had to disconnect this cable for it to stop working, or for it to stop charging, or else I would disconnect the battery overnight, or discharge the battery rather overnight. And I have also given myself 3 extra power outlets on the fuse box here to add more powered applications. I say applications, I don't know if that's the word in English, but I believe you understand what I mean. So that was it for today, guys, and the description for how you connect that relay switch is in the description down below, and I'll put the article numbers and stuff like that, spare part numbers for that relay switch, so you guys can do the same if you wish. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.